Hey guys, it's Alison Creamer here, and you are listening to Conversations with Creamer. So today we have somebody that is after my own heart. It is arts, creative, not anything to do with real estate, which is going to be a fun podcast. I'm sitting here with Stacie Coplon. Stacie is actually a local artist, and your method of art is paint. Right? Mm-hmm. You are a painter.
That's right.
And so I'm going to turn it over to you so that you can introduce who you are and kind of tell me how you got inspired to paint. And then we're going to go a little bit deeper on where we can find your art, your website, and maybe an inspiring story to kind of help other people who are listening who have a passion turn it into income producing. So introduce yourself.
My name is Stacie Coplon. I'm from Norfolk, and I'm a local artist here in Norfolk, and I just love to paint. I started when I was 16 with my granddad. Gave me my uncle's 10-year-old paint.
Oh, wow.
He was cleaning up the attic, and he said, "Here, do you want these?" And I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
And being a teenager that locks herself in the room, that's what I did. I learned how to move 10-year-old paint around, and I fell in love with the texture of it.
Oh, wow.
From there, I learned about molds and gels, and I labeled myself as a texture artist, and just started going from there.
So what is it is it landscaping that you like? What is your favorite type of, we'll say, end product that when you put it on the wall, you're like, wow?
So I do a lot of different things. I don't think I do just one thing. It depends on my mood and my feelings as I paint with emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I never go into a painting really knowing what I'm going to do. I do a lot of abstract, but lately I've been into animals.
Uh-huh.
Animals have been my thing.
So you like rich colors or?
Yes,
Yeah.
I love oranges and yellows, blues and reds. And I don't like to mix my colors too much to create new colors. I like the basic
primary type colors.
Yeah.
So you don't mix your food on your plate either, do you?
No, no. I love for it just to pop and just really gravitate you into a room.
So you, not to give a lady's age away, but you are a young lady. So how long have you been painting? And when did it really click with you that you think, wow, I could probably sell this? People are really starting to say you have talent.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you my age. I'm 27. I started when I was 16. Uh-huh. That was the time when I first picked up a paintbrush. I've kind of always been into art, though. I started when I was probably about 10 years old drawing dresses. But when I guess in my early 20s, I would say probably 2021, that's when I was like, you know what? I have so much art. I need to do something with it. Yeah. And I started, I was working in a restaurant, started, saying to my coworkers, hey, I just made this piece. Do you like it? Do you want it? Do you have someone that you can give this to? Please.
So you were gifting away quite a bit of your art, and I think that's where a lot of us start.
Yeah.
We look for the validation in people saying, oh my gosh, this is wonderful, and that starts to inspire us to realize that this is actually something that people would buy,
mm-hmm.
But your love of it allowed you to share it with so many other people first.
And
That's
then
awesome.
I had some of my customers tell me, do you do Etsy? Do you know what Etsy is? And I said, what the hell is Etsy?
Yeah.
I gotta figure out what this is.
Yeah.
So I logged on, I figured it out, I did my best to understand it, and I started a store. And
very good.
I now sell on Etsy. I've learned it's very hard though to sell on Etsy because you really have it's not a full-time job.
I feel like art needs to be in front of you
mm-hmm.
to appreciate it. You really have to see the quality of it, and it just has to pop. I have invested in a few Etsy stores, and I've been very happy with what I have, but it is very hard to make that purchase on something that you've never seen before, and fear of what it is. So you're actually seeking more opportunities to have your art displayed, so that you can people can come up and really see it.
Right. And being a texture artist, that's what they need to see, because a lot of my art you can touch and you can feel it. and that's what you can't do that over a computer screen.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah. It's hard. So have you? So you've sold some pieces, and we were talking about your art at this point before you become so famous that we can't touch your art anymore, right?
Right.
Which is the ultimate goal. So we're in a range of, you said, somewhere in the 70s to the mid 100s, and then of course you have other pieces that I'm assuming people could commission if they like, that you could go up from there. Yeah. Have you ever painted on actually house walls for people? Isn't that interesting? Like murals?
I haven't done a house wall, but I did do one on Granby Street. It was for, at the time, a little pizza shop, but a new restaurant came in and they painted over it.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It is. But I can now say I have done a mural before.
Wow.
I can say
that is wonderful. So you're seeking, what I love about your story is you have a passion. You develop that passion just in giving it away and enjoying it, and you're finding people saying, wow, you have great talent. So, I think there's just so many really, we'll say, unknown or even undeveloped artists out there that realize that they have something and it's all kind of hidden away. Yes. And you've decided, you know what, I'm going to expose this. Good or bad, whether people like it or not, but you're finding that people really like it.
A great tool that helps me with that, because confidence is a huge thing. When it comes to some of my pieces, I'm painfully shy to show it because it's my heart on the canvas. It really is. So Etsy, I struggle with Etsy, but Instagram has really been my takeoff.
Yes,
Instagram has been the number one thing, because people type in, hashtag feeling good, hashtag Insta love, or art abstract expressionism. They'll do that, and you can find my art by putting in those hashtags, and if people can relate to that, and then they scroll through and they'll like it, and every little like, as low as it may seem, is a validation to me and makes me go, you know what, this is my work. This
so
is
do
my
you
art.
take your Instagram and then they can shop from there? Does it put them over to Etsy from there?
I do have my store link in my Instagram. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to phase out of Etsy though, just because it's such a hard market, and you just really have to know what the buyer has to know what they want, to find you. And it's just, there's so many people on Etsy.
It's a world mall of art, and it's difficult.
It limits you. You a lot. So I'm really trying to figure out. I built my website. I'm still working on it, but it's a work in progress. So I'm trying to sell over my website directly. Yeah. And I want people to come to me and to...
Correct. Well, then they can see your story too, and they can see maybe things that have sold and get inspiration. And at that point, I think it would be fun for somebody to say, I really like these 2 or 3 pieces. Yeah. Can you make something like that?
And art is a conversation. Yeah. I want to engage with the buyer. I want to have a conversation with them. I want them to not just be a piece, but to mean something to them like it meant for me to make that.
Yeah, that is awesome. I see, these are the stories that I think are so inspiring, and our world is sometimes so negative about opportunity, and recently about women, and just, I'm not going political, but it still can be so negative that I think we have to choose what makes us happy and build on that. And whether it becomes a full-time income or not, the passion behind it will never make it a job. Will never make it a doldrum, boring. I love to sew. I love to rubber stamp. I love to, I don't know, today I put 2 cereal boxes together and realized that would make a really cute Mod Podge holder for my bills. So I see, my husband goes crazy because I see an opportunity in every piece of trash to make something different. It kills me to throw away a coffee container, because I'm like, that could make the cutest night lamp or little trash can, or it kills me to throw it away. So I wish I was even more artistic, but I'm a hot mess when it comes to just chaos of everything. I have no one medium. So is canvas your favorite medium, or do you paint on bags and murals and shirts and hats and...
Canvas is. I'll do canvas or canvas paper. I try not to stray and do a lot of different things just because it becomes too much, too cluttered.
Welcome to my craft world.
My basement has quite a few paintings in it, and so does my upstairs. And I would love to fill my house with paintings, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, some of the things that we have just talked about as well before we started recording is we're going to look to see if there's opportunities that we can have displays at maybe open houses. So what I would encourage you is to go over to the website, and it's your name. You want to tell them what your website is?
www.Stacie, it's Stacie Coplon, COPLON.com.
And so I'm sure we are going to start seeing Stacie pop up all over the place, different places that you can come and see her art, because I do agree that you got to feel it, you got to see it, you got to, it's hard to buy it off of just a photograph. And so your Instagram, you talked about finding you on Instagram. Do you have a name for that?
It's just my name.
Just your name as well. Now, all of this information is going to be in the show notes that people can click over to. But we're seeking out opportunities for you to host shows, other craft venues, places like that. So outside of your website, is there any other areas that you advertise on, or things that people can look you up on? Facebook?
I do have a Facebook. It's facebook.com/livingoncanvas.
Oh, that's cute. Living on Canvas.
Living on Canvas, that's what it is. You can find me on there, or you can, my personal Facebook. I'm always open to having people on there because I do talk about my pieces.
I find that creative people are just so much nicer to talk to sometimes. They're usually very open and free-spirited. So, well, I am really glad that you came in today, and I definitely hope that you take an opportunity to go check out her Instagram, her website, and look to see where she might be displaying the art portfolio. So I love helping a local artist, especially women who create, a big heart of mine, because I know what an entrepreneur spirit feels like. So you stick with it. I think you're going to be good.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for coming in.